Hi everyone, hope everybody is well. This video was pending from quite a long. Most of the 6th class students were requesting me to make a video for them. So yeah, your wish has finally come true and I'm here with the video. So in this video, it is in the continuation of the current chapter which is going on. In this video, I'm going to explain you the further topic, which is the part of the flowering plant. And before this very topic, there are certain topics of which I have given the notes. So let's begin with the topic, which is different parts of a flowering plant. So while looking around you, you might have observed different kinds of plant, right? So you might have observed different parts of those plant also. That very particular plant has, if that very particular plant is a flowering plant and it has got flower, leaves, stem, and the root. So the part above the ground is known as the shoot system, and below the ground it is known as the root system. So we'll be studying about each and every part of the plant in detail. So first we're going to start with the flower. See the flower. As you look and observe a flower, what you observe, what you look is, it is the most beautiful and most attractive, I must say, attractive part of the plant, right? And it is colored, brightly colored, and most importantly, it is the reproductive part of the plant. So we are going to learn and we are going to study and we are going to go much deeper into this flower, and we are going on the next topic we'll be studying about the structure of a flower. So how does our flower looks is, here you go. So the structure of flower, it looks like this, and it has, is it focusing or not? Okay, here you go, it is focusing. So now it is the most attractive part of the plant, right? So it has got certain, it is the structure of the flower, and it has got certain parts, and those parts are, this is called as the pedicel, this is thalamus, these are the sepals, this very thing outside this mid swollen part, it is the ovary, and inside these things small, these are the ovules. This very thing, these are anthers, and these slender narrow tubes are the filament. This very thing is the stigma, and this is the style. Why have I made brackets in this very stamen and pistil? This you're gonna study about in the coming part of this video, in this video only, but later. So let's begin with the very first part of the flower, and which is the pedicel. So we are gonna learn and study about each and every part of the flower. Is it focusing? Yeah, it is focusing. So the number one part is the pedicel. So see what happens, what this pedicel it does is, it is the stalk of the flower. Stalk of the flower. or you may say Stalk means the main stem. And our flower, it is attached to the main plant through this pedicel only. So it has got one more point, which can be like flower is attached. I can say flower is attached to the plant with its pedicel. Here, this very pedicel, it allows the flower to get attached to the main plant. So now this makes us, or this brings us towards the second part of the flower, and that is the, let me tell you first about thalamus. So what is this thalamus? So here you go, this very part, this swollen part, it looks like as if it has been swollen. Swollen means सूजा हुआ, ठीक है? So something which is swollen, it grows in size, it gets bigger in size. So this very swollen part, which seems as if it is swollen, this very swollen part is known as the thalamus. Got it? So let me write it. The swollen part, or the swollen end, you may say, is called as the thalamus. Also, as you might have observed from this diagram, all the other parts of the flower, they are attached to this thalamus only. So it has got one more thing to do, that is all the parts of the flower are attached to the thalamus. Okay, so now this brings us to the third part, and they are known as the sepals. So before telling you what sepal is, let me demonstrate you one thing. See, you might have observed somewhere in your garden or anywhere, when you observe a plant, you might have observed a bud. Bud means kali. When a flower is a small bud, kali. So what you might have observed, that very flower, that very bud, actually it is covered with the green leaf like structure. Green leaf like structure that bud is covered with. So it seems like those green leaf like structure, they are protecting that very bud, right? So those green leaf like structure which are covering or protecting the bud, they are known as the sepals. And as soon as the bud inside these sepals, it grows, these sepals, they open up like this, and the main beautiful flower, it grows up from here, and we can see the sepals, they have now opened up like this. So these leaf like structures which are green in color, they are known as the sepals. And what they do is, when the flower is the bud, they protect the flower, the bud and its internal floral parts. They provide protection to those very floral parts and the bud. Also, this very sepal or flower, what it has got, it has it is in the form of the whorls, we call them whorl. So this very sepal is the outermost layer, and then comes the other layers. So I'll be teaching you later in this video what are those whorls or layers. So the outermost or the first layer are these green leaf like structure which are known as the sepals. So what this sepal has got, where is the pen? Okay. I must write also, these are the green leaf-like structures. And number 2, when our flower is a bud, what they do is they provide protection to the bud and to the inner parts of the flower. Okay, and one more thing, as I told you while telling you about the sepal, that our flower is in the layer form or in the whorls. So this very sepal, it forms the outermost whorl of the flower. Outermost. So now this brings us to the sepals. Now fourth one, petals. See, these are the petals. So as we observe the plant, we observe in petals, in Hindi they are known as the pankhuriyan. Okay, pankhuri of the flower. So these petals, what are they? They are brightly colored, very beautiful, and they are sweet scented, and they are the most attractive, I must write also, the attractive part of the flower. So why there's a reason behind this brightly colored and sweet scented wala thing. These petals are brightly colored and sweet scented to attract the insects for pollination. Okay, so now one thing about the sepals and petals is that, let me make them a point. So the sepals, first of all, sepals collectively means a group. Okay, so sepals collectively, they are called as, let me write it with a different pen, calyx. Alright, and the petals collectively, they are called as the corolla. Okay, so now, as in the starting I told you that the flower, it is the reproductive part of the plant. So if it is a reproductive part, then it has surely got reproductive parts also, reproductive organs also. So yes, it has got. So this brings us to the fifth part, which is the male reproductive part. of the flower. So the male reproductive part of the flower, it is the stamen. The male reproductive part or the male reproductive organ of the flower, they are the stamen. And this stamen, it has again got two parts. They are, number one is the anther, and number two is the filament. So what this anther has got? This anther, it has pollen grain in it, and this pollen grain, they have the male gametes in them. Gametes means the reproductive cells. Reproductive cells, or eggs you may say, okay. And now the filament, what it does is, it is a long, slender, narrow tube. It seems that it is holding anther. Let me show you in the diagram. See, this is the anther, this, and this very long slender tube, it is the filament. Okay, so it seems like as if this very filament is holding this anther. Okay, it is providing support to the anther, and this anther has got pollen grains which has got male gametes in them. Okay, so now male reproductive part has been done, and now let's quickly jump on to the female reproductive part. Female reproductive part. See, I told you that I'll be telling you further, so now I think it has been now much more clear why I have made brackets around this stamen, because this stamen, these are the male reproductive part of the flower, and it has got anther and filament. It comprises of anther and filament. In the same way, the female reproductive part, which is known as, or which are the pistils or the carpels, and again it comprises of the following different parts, which are stigma, style, ovary, and ovules. So the reason why I wrote ovary and ovules together is that they both are relatable to each other. So let me show you first. The stigma, style, ovary and ovule, these all they comprise of the female reproductive part of the flower, which is collectively known as the pistils. So stigma, here you go, it is the stigma. And what this stigma is, this stigma is the sticky, it is very sticky just to trap the pollen grains during the pollination. It is the sticky part. Why? To trap the pollen grains. During the pollination. So how does this happen? I will be telling you in this video only, but later on. So now the style, it is let me show you. It is just a long, slender thread like middle part. It does nothing but it just provides a pathway to travel the pollen grains, to allow the pollen grains to travel from all the way from stigma towards the ovary. It just provides a pathway for the pollen grains to travel down towards the ovary. Just that's it. Okay, so what style is? It is the long thread like, I must write it here only, got space, thread like mid part. Okay, I should write over here, provides path way to the pollen grains, or most correctly it would be like it acts as the pathway for the pollen grains. Okay, so now ovary. What is this ovary? This very swollen part, it is termed as the ovary, and this very ovary, it has got these things. These things they are known as the ovules. So that's why I wrote ovary and ovule together, because they are relatable to each other. And this very swollen part of the pistil, it is known as the ovary, and this ovary has got ovules in it, and ovules have also got something in them, which are the ovary. First I like to tell you right about this ovary. It is the swollen part of the pistil. Okay, and ovules, which contains ovules, and these very ovules, they contain female gamete. What they contain? Female gamete. Okay, so now what happens is so as I told you in the video earlier, that the anther, what it has got? It has got pollen grains, right? And these pollen grains, what do they have? They have male gametes, right? Okay, and what does ovary has? Ovary, it has got ovules, and ovules, each ovule, it contains a female gamete. Okay, now what happens when the when the pollen grains from the anther, they transfer to the stigma? So how does this happens? So what happens is, I have already told you something about dispersal in class 5th, which happens through various factors, which may take place through the insects, through human beings, through animals, through wind, or through water. So when this dispersal of the seeds it takes place, so this transfer of the pollen grains, it takes place from the anther to the stigma. So when these pollen grains, they are transferred from this very anther to the stigma. So this very transfer of the, let me write it here, this transfer of pollen grain from where to where? Anther to stigma, this very process is called pollination. So now what happens is when these very pollen grains from the anther, they transfer to the stigma. So as we know that this stigma is sticky. So what will happen, the pollen grains, they get trapped or they get sticked to the stigma. So now what happens is, from the stigma, the pollen grains, they travel all the way down through the style towards the ovary. So from the anther, the pollen grains are transferred to stigma and they travel from stigma towards the ovary through this very style. So now what happens in the ovary? So the ovary, it contains ovules, which are the female gametes. And here in the ovary, the male and the female gametes, they meet. So the meeting of the female and the male gametes is known as the fusion. So in the ovary, the fusion of the male and female gametes takes place. Alright, so now what happens is, after the male and the female gametes, they have fused with each other, they have got fusion has been done of male and female gametes in the ovary. Now what happens is, after this fusion, fertilization takes place. So now after this fertilization, the fertilized egg, it then converts into the zygote, and then this zygote, it grows into embryo, which now, after being fully developed, it grows into a new plant. And once the eggs are fertilized, what happens is, the ovary, it grows into a fruit, and the ovules, it changes into a seed. So this here the structure of the flower, it gets completed, and also the pollination and fertilization in brief, it has also got completed. So this very structure of the flower and this pollination and fertilization, it's very much important from the 7th class point of view also. So if you are watching this video, I'll advise you to watch this video with the full concentration and be focused here in the video only while watching this video. And hopefully soon in the upcoming videos which I'll make, I'll be explaining you about the other parts of the plant, of the flowering plant. In this video I've covered only the structure of flower, because I'm ending this video here because this video might become quite long. So if you have got any query, if you have got any sort of doubt, then you can obviously drop a message in your respective groups, and I'm here to help you. So till then, take care.